All right, so this is our fourth annual project. What we do in our A&P classes in micro. Instead of doing a paper, I like interaction between projects. So we have a competition, and really what they do is they work on it for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks and put this together. It teaches them anatomy. They basically, with microbiology, we have fungal cultures here. It helps a lot with them with learning. And I've been at the school now, I've been with the company for, again, 8 years. And this is about the 4th time that we've done this. And it's really pretty interactive. The students love it. These projects go from uteruses of pigs that they basically took the fetuses out of, to fungus, to skin models, to, again, viruses. And they interact and basically do really well in the class because of this. These are all brand new students also. So these are my first year students, my A&P and my micro class, and also my medical term students that get involved in these projects.
This is you like number 1? Yeah. Fungus is beautiful. Fungi. Awesome. Going down the line. Also looking at Zoe's project, which is the anatomy of the pig, which they did a whole breakdown of a fetal pig. It's a little freaky, but awesome at the same time. Here's another one for the pig heart. I broke it down, laid over the chambers of the heart, get it out of here. Take the one of a flu virus, broke down the viron, influenza, labeled it, and we're going to finish up with some edible cupcakes. Chrissy wants the cupcake.
Are you going to eat a brain, Brad?
There's a heart cupcake. There's a brain cupcake, and there's a one with a strawberry. Not sure why.
I say it's a kidney.
That's a kidney?
Kidney stone.
Oh.
It's a kidney stone.
It's a kidney strawberry. And I can't forget this. This is Bree and Dana project. They did a nice little quilt with the anatomy of the muscles of the arm. And they broke that down, location, number of inserts, size, shape, action, and so forth. And they drew it up on a quilt, which is pretty cool. Pretty nice drawings. Really informative. Awesome.
I'm Cynthia Garcia, and this is Fantastic Fungi. I'm in microbiology, and as soon as we were suggested a project, I thought that this would be the best thing for me. I have a high appreciation for mushrooms. I mean, it's the longest living thing on Earth. Yeah, and it's the first thing to come to land, technically, to like the spores and stuff. Especially, like, they don't have seeds, they have spores, so that's how they reproduce. It's single cellular or multicellular. That's pretty interesting. They could do both.
They have organelles? I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yep. Nucleus, they do. They have a nucleus, so. Awesome.
And what's cool about them is they also have like that extra little head on top that not a lot of other cells have.
Maybe
They're pretty different. They're not even.
I'm sorry.
They're not even considered plants, technically, because of that. But
so tell me a little bit. Give me a kind of synopsis of you did fungi, but give me exactly what's up on this board here. Describe it for me.
So this is the anatomy of the cell within fungus.
Got it.
And, like a lot of other cells, it has the ribosome, cytoplasm, the cell wall. Mm-hmm. Everybody has it. And I also put some interesting facts about mushrooms right there. You know, a theory, but we're keeping it G, so... Stoned ape theory.
Oh, ape theory.
Yeah, it's...
I'll let everyone read that. Yeah. What does that mean? Give me kind of a breakdown of what that means.
Well, it's an actual legit theory, but technically everybody can have a hypothesis if you think about it.
That's true. Doctor has one too, I think, right?
They suggest that it's because of the medicinal use of mushrooms with the Homo sapiens that we were able to catapult into civilization and agriculture and all that stuff. Like it gave them a sense of knowing more than hunting.
I've heard that
Yeah.
on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Joe Rogan rocks.
So how can we use this in a medical sense?
Medical, so we do, it plays a really big role in medicine and food, like with herbs and stuff, but I mean, it's resistant to antibiotics. I don't know if that,
Really?
it is. It's resistant to antibiotics, but we've used this
Do they use this in mental health or anything like that?
mental health. I mean, if we're okay to be suggestive, these days we've come a long way with PTSD and trying it out. They've used it on veterans to get through some stuff, a little microdose here and there.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, it helps.
So give me the one thing that you've learned from this project. Anything that comes to mind?
You know that we're all connected. If you ever have time, there's a really beautiful documentary on Netflix called Fantastic Fungi, but literally all you see is the head, but the roots connect the whole forest. Like, we're all connected. And that's how they speak to each other. That's how they transmit information. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You did.
Cynthia Celeste Garcia, and I'm in surgical tech.
So what kind of advice would you give some students for studying and getting over some obstacles?
YouTube.
YouTube has a lot of good information.
Yeah, sometimes you can get a little lost with the presentation in class, and when you get home, you can always stop the video, replay it, listen to it again, and get the facts without constantly interrupting the class.
Oh, outstanding. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. My name is Alexa. I did the skeletal system. So here we have our bones, and they're all on magnets. So it could be like an interactive, type of deal. And if you wanted to know more about the skull, all right, tells you about the mandible, the facial bones, the cranium. Say you want to know more about the pelvis.
I do. Please do.
You do. Okay. It's going to tell you here what it consists of and all that good stuff.
Do you mind me asking you some questions?
Yeah.
You can go over them. So you learned about the pelvis, right?
Yes.
Can you name some bones involved in that? Put you on the
Yes,
spot.
so we have the ischium, the pubis, and then we have, I'm sorry, the ilium, and those all consist of being the coxal bone.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, it was very time consuming, so, I mean, not too bad, not too time consuming.
How much money did you spend on it?
Not a lot, actually. This was actually a gift given to me in 8th grade. It was a model for the bones, and I've never gotten around to use it. So I was like, wow, this is actually kind of perfect. I can go over the skeletal system, review myself, put it together, and then, put it out for my peers so they can learn as well. So that's really what I got out of it. Yeah, it really didn't take long. It only took me a couple of days to really put this all together.
So if any other students that wants to do something like this, what would you say you learn from it? But let's say you can give them some advice, like in anatomy in a sense. You had Dr. T's class, you're doing it now?
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give students? You're right out of high school, not to put you on the
Yes,
spot.
right
So
out of
like
high school.
younger students too, what's some advice you would give them?
Give them for
Just studying,
Studying?
just kind of starting the program.
Okay, yeah. Definitely make sure you are organized and make sure you have a journal. That's my biggest thing.
Journal?
A journal, where it tells you the dates. So maybe a calendar, because you really want to have all of your assignments due on time.
Right.
And you want to make sure you're not late for class. You have all of your field trips to the autopsy, to the hospitals. You want to make sure you know all of those and have those planned out so you just don't overlap with your
What about
events.
studying? How do you
Studying. I study mostly from flashcards, and I also love to use highlighters. I'll always highlight my work, and that will really help me determine what I need to remember, what I need to remember more. I will highlight it in green if I'm all good. If I know that topic, I'll highlight it in a pink color if I need some more work. So highlighting is really good as well. Another studying tip is to make sure that the distractions are all gone. No TV, no phone.
How do you live without a phone?
Well, I just turn it off and put it away. I, put myself an hour and a half of studying, and then, I'll take a break. Make sure you are good. You're not hungry. Your stomach could be upset. You lose focus. You won't study as well.
So, do you know how do you retain things? What I mean about that is, do you try to memorize it or you try to retain it?
Well,
Do you know what retain means?
you can't just go over something once. You have to do it multiple times. So, well, for me, I have to do it multiple times so
Sure.
it'll get stuck in my memory.
Yeah.
And also like Quizlet. Have you heard of Quizlet?
You develop your own?
Yeah.
Or you
those,
get other people's?
Yep. My class actually, maybe one person will do it this week, another person will do it the next week. We'll all do it together, and those have flashcards on it. They have matching games, so it's really, really nice to have that, and it's online too, so you can really access it anywhere. Yeah, it's pretty cool. My name is Alexa, and this is the Skeletal system.
Skeletal system. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gingy Davis. This is my son Kai.
Hey, Kai.
He's part of my project.
When did he start the program?
He started with me in March.
What are your grades? Are you thinking mom?
We did the skin. We named it Give Me Some Skin.
Like lights up?
Yeah. Yeah. He's lights up.
That's an A plus with the lights right there. Go ahead. Describe what you guys did there. Skin. Give me some skin.
Okay. So we have the hair shaft right here. And we have the top layer. The stratum. We also label them. So we have the stratum corner. Yeah.
So
The top
epidermis,
layer.
all the way down to the hypodermis, right?
Yes. And then we have like the fatty tissues down.
Is that where all my fat's located now?
Deep down.
Awesome project.
From doing this project,
Yeah.
I've learned that
Not you, your mother.
so far I have learned that it's important that we have sweat actually because that helps cool our body down, body temperature.
Interesting,
Yeah, which I never knew how important it was to have sweat.
Yeah, otherwise we would overheat all the time, right?
Exactly.
Like dogs, they sweat in their paws, right?
Exactly. As for also like the sebaceous gland, which is like the oily gland, is also good to have. As far as like lubrication for the skin, is also good to have.
I think you picked a really good time to do the project too, because like we picked it, and then the next week we started the tissue layer.
Yes.
And so it was like
So it was
an
like
in-depth version of doing the whole chapter.
the whole
so.
chapter.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what is the number one defense of your body, sense of your immune system?
Skin.
The skin.
Yeah.
You passed. You can go on. So go ahead.
All right, leave it now.
So go ahead, introduce yourself, add something to it, whatever you want to say. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I mean, I kind of already added my part to
No,
it,
no.
but I'm Autumn. Me, Gingy, and also Christina worked on the project together. It was definitely fun to figure out what different materials would represent the different parts.
That is cool.
And like I was saying, her picking the project when she did really helped out because
Right.
we did really well that week on skin just from doing a 3D model, which was fun. And it was super fun to figure out the lights.
How
for
can
the
you
nerves.
apply this to surgery? What do you think? Obviously, skin, but what do you think surgery wise? How can you apply that?
Well, I think just knowing what structures are in the skin is important when you're cutting on
Like skin
somebody.
grafts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But as you're cutting down, what suture material maybe?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, we just dissected an eyeball yesterday. So.
Yeah.
I've worked with eyes for 7 years prior to this program, and I've never actually cut into one. That was very unique. I was not expecting it to be like so firm. I was actually really impressed and shocked by it.
Firm.
Yeah, it was pretty hard to cut into. I was shocked. I had a really hard time.
So dissections are awesome. How do you study? I'm just curious.
I do
You just
actually.
put your book under your pillow through osmosis? Is that how you
Yeah, right. Actually, Quizlet is a big one. I do like to make the flashcards, but it doesn't help me to use someone else's Quizlet. Like, I actually have to make my own flashcards. Because if I do my own, then
You
I
guys do it as a
actually
class, or you're just doing your own personal ones? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll share them if we do them, but I really have to do my own if I'm going to retain it, like me personally. So,
Project you did.
My name is Gingy.
and I'm Autumn, and this is the epidermis.
And it's called?
Give me
Give me
some
some
skin.
skin.